Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the final press conference for The Last Dance. A great night of championship boxing to be held this Saturday, February 8th, from Co-op Live in Manchester, England. It is all being brought to you by Frank Warren on behalf of Queensberry Promotions, along with their great sponsors, Riyadh Season, 32 Red, That Prize Guy, and Unibet. It will be shown live in the UK on TNT Sports and in other parts of the world on DAZN beginning at 6:30 p.m. UK time. If you can't join us at Co-op Live, tickets can be purchased through Ticketmaster by going to ticketmaster.co.uk. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's now welcome the participants of part one of two press conferences here today. Let's first welcome from Albania, Nelson Husa. From Swadlincote, Derbyshire, Zack Parker. From Manchester, Zak Miller. From Islington, London, Supermass, Masoud Abdullah. From Morecambe, Reece, the Raging Bull McMillan. From Manchester, Jack Demolition Man Rafferty. Coming to us from France, Sofiane Kati. From Stoke-on-Trent, Nathan the Hitman Beatty. International Boxing Hall of Fame promoter, Mr. Frank Warren of Queensberry Promotions. And now here is your host, Mr. Dev Sani.
Hello, thank you ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Manchester. We are now just hours away from a huge night of championship boxing on Saturday night at the incredible new Co-op Live. And it's a big momentous occasion. It's an occasion that you won't forget. One of British boxing's national treasures, Derek Chisora, has his final fight in the UK. He takes on the very tough and very tricky Otto Valley. We'll speak to Frank very shortly. He'll give us an update on tickets, but I understand it's done very, very well. We're expecting a huge crowd at the Co-op Live and a huge audience watching live in the UK and Ireland on TNT Sports and around the world on DAZN. And what that means with that platform is that we've got a supporting cast here of fighters who are looking to show that they too can dance on the big stage. They too can steal the headlines perhaps for Derek Chisora's last dance. We've got fighters here in championship fights looking to prove a point and make their mark. As Thomas Driver pointed out, we'll be live from 6:30 on Saturday night, and there are still a handful of tickets on sale via Ticketmaster. Let's start with Hall of Fame boxing promoter Frank Warren, who is making this show happen. Frank will, of course, speak about Derek Chisora and Otto Valley very shortly, but this undercard, it's stacked, and it's a big, big show on Saturday.
It's a great show. Well, first of all, good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for joining us. This is a fabulous card, no doubt about it, in a world-class arena. Co-op Arena is the best venue by far in Europe, no doubt about that. And this card is just going to be brilliant. Very competitive fights throughout, and obviously we'll go through them as the press conference goes on. But it's been magnificent, and the ticket sales have gone through the roof. It's great to be back in Manchester. It's a great fight town. I've got happy memories from here over the years, being involved with various boxers from the area. But everybody's come out for this. Ticket sales, as I say, have gone through the roof. In fact, we sold more tickets for this than they did for Lennox Lewis versus Oliver McCall, Lewis versus Derek Williams, Boca, Henry Cooper even against Joe Bugner, and also Cooper against Lee Walker. That is amazing when you look at this and you look at those legendary fights. So this is going to be something special.
It definitely is, Frank. And look, Joe Cooper, maybe one day soon. He's
Joe
on the card.
Cooper's on the card.
Yeah.
I'm getting hooked.
He's certainly on there. And listen, we've done plenty of tickets, as Frank said, and one of the contributing factors is a man sat at the end of the table there, Nelson Husa, who's a bit of an Albanian king. I understand he's done over 1,000 tickets for this show. Frank, just a word on Nelson Husa before we chat to him. He's coming to make a mark, hasn't he?
He is. I mean, he's got a tremendous following amongst his community, and we're delighted that he's on board, and it's been lovely working with these people. Really nice people to be working with, and he's out to make a name for himself. He wants to make his appeal bigger than his community. He's got the platform to do it on Saturday, no doubt about that.
Absolutely. Well, let's speak to Nelson Husa. I was there for your first fight in the UK, which was your last fight at your call. Destroyed Bracamonte in just 2 rounds, and you said you want to be on the big shows. Here you are. How do you feel?
Thank you for this. First of all, I want to thank Mr. Frank Warren for this possibility and all the Warren family. For me, it's my pleasure to be here in this very big show, and I think, and also I want to thank all my supporters from all the world that come from USA, from all Europe, from Albania to come to support me. And I think and I hope we will do big things after this fight.
Well, actually, after your last fight, you called out Derek Chisora. Now, you didn't quite get Derek Chisora, but you made it onto his card as well. Are you looking to make a bit of a statement and get these big fights?
Listen, we are a boxer. I have a big career. I have more 20 years of career. So for me, I want to fight all the big opponents that is possible to fight. I want to show the world who I am. I am the first Albanian medalist in amateur boxing, and I am a first Albanian European champion. So I want to go ahead. I want to go the first Albanian world champion.
Best of luck to you, Nelson. We look forward to it. Expect plenty of noise on Saturday night. Nelson Husa. And he's got some big plans. As has the next man that I'm going to speak to, Zack Parker. It was meant to be an action on this show against Willie Hutchinson in a brilliant crossroads fight. Unfortunately, Willie Hutchinson had to pull out. Zack Parker remains on the card. Zack, tell me what this week's been like in terms of, not knowing whether or not you were going to fight. How disappointed are you? It's not Willie Hutchinson. How excited are you to still be fighting?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you to obviously my team, BCB, Neil Marsh, and obviously Frank and Queensbury for keeping me on the show, because without you guys, I wouldn't be putting food in my family's mouth. So yeah, really appreciate it, and I'm buzzing to still be boxing, and definitely got a lively opponent as well. The French lad were 121 and knocked 89, so I've got to be on it. It's a potential banana skin, so I've definitely got to be on it.
So what's the plan for 2025? Because as you say, it's no easy opponent that you've got. You've got to keep your eye on the ball, but you must have an idea as to what you're going to do this year.
Yeah, obviously, Willie pulled out. What he says is an injury, so yeah. I was going to fight him, win that, and then push on to world honours. I want to be fighting these big lads now, and this is just another step close to what I want to do and box for world titles.
Well, let's bring in promoter Frank Warren. Frank, disappointed that we lost the Willie Hutchinson fight, but great that Zack's still on ahead of a big 2025.
It is, and last year was a bit of stop-start for him, and for various reasons. But look, he's a cracking fighter, and he's settled down now at this weight. It's a shame, as you say, that Willie was injured and out, but we've got in a great tough fight for him in Yala. He's a tough customer, and Zack's going to be at his best, and he's got to make a statement. He's in a very sexy division at the moment, and it's up to him now to show what he's all about. He's had a couple of problems in the past with injuries in fights. Hopefully that's all behind him now. Now he's a true professional. I know he's got ambition. He's got a great team behind him, and I expect him, hopefully, to come through this fight and then move on to even bigger fights. He needs to be fighting for a world title this year, no doubt about it.
That sound good to you, Zack?
Defo does. Obviously coming out of Frank's math as well. Is I really appreciate the confidence in him, and yeah, that's what I want to do, push on for World Honours. I feel really good at this weight. That extra £7 is obviously a lot, and I'm definitely feeling really strong and proper going into this weight now. So yeah, really looking forward to fighting this on Saturday and then pushing on to see what we can do next.
Great stuff. Best of luck to you, Zack Parker, Saturday night in action. Well, let's move to the featherweight division, and well, over the years this has been one of the best divisions that we've had in the UK. We've got a world champion right now in Liverpool. There's been world champions in the past from these shores. You look at the likes of Josh Warrington, Lee Wood. There's been so many, and what we've got on Saturday night is two fighters who are looking to one day become world champion. You've got an English champion against a Commonwealth champion with the addition of the British Featherweight Championship on the line. Masoud Abdullah takes on Zak Miller, local hero Zak Miller, who I'm sure you'll make plenty of noise for when he does start speaking if the workout's anything to go by yesterday. And I'll start with Zak here. I mean, I've been following your Instagram, you and Jack Rafferty here. You look like you've got about 48 abs between you. You look absolutely ready for this, for the biggest fight of your life.
No, yeah, we're ready, and I think this is the furthest I've been away from Jack in about the past 3.5 months. So we've got a bit of withdrawals from him, but no, yeah, we've had a great camp. I've watched a bit of Masoud at the start of camp, and then I've been very, very selfish. I've gone to the gym, I've focused on myself. That's what you've got to do. I know what I need to do, and Saturday night I'll be getting in there and doing it.
So what are your thoughts on your opponent here? He's got a bit of a knack of stopping guys that don't get stopped. Cass Ashfaq, Mark Leach, they were fine, they'd never been stopped. Suddenly they get in with Masoud Abdullah, they can't go the distance with the guy. He's a serious fighter.
Yeah, you've got to be a good fighter to be at this level, but the names that you've just said to me there, I don't believe that them fighters believe Dave's going to win that fight. Dave's gone in there as beating fighters. I 100,000,000% believe I'm going to win this fight, and that's what I'm going to do Saturday night. It's different than the last time I boxed for a British title before. I'd never gone past 8 rounds, never boxed past 8 rounds, never been scheduled. I'd never won a title, never boxed for a title. I jumped in there and you seen what I'd done that night. Since then I've been back in the gym. I've won an English title against an unbeaten fighter, and I put myself back in this position. And like I say, I've been selfish. I focused on myself in camp, and yeah, I'm more than ready.
Well, let's hear from Masoud. Masoud, you have been talking about the British title for a little while now. Now you have the chance to add that to your belt collection. But you've got an opponent here who says he is 100,000,000% ready and 100% believes he's going to win this fight.
I mean, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to believe in yourself 100%. Just like I believe in myself 100%. Zak has done really well to put himself in the position for the British title, so have I. That's why I think this fight will be good. Unfortunately for him, I want this title and I will get it. So it's just another thing. He's just in my way. I'll knock him out. Done.
That's it. We'll see Saturday night. We're both prepared. We're both ready. I believe it's the best fight on the card. But there's only going to be one winner, and that's Zak Miller.
Masoud, let me just ask you this. At the workout yesterday, you were doing your workout, as all the fighters were, and you ended up having a bit of an exchange with some of Zak Miller's fans. They were kind of taunting you, you ended up going back and forth with them. I guess that could be a taster as to what could come on Saturday, a hostile crowd. He's the Manchester man.
Nah, man, they can't do anything. They're not going to help him out. They're not going to protect him. They can't do anything for him. In fact, I actually took the photo of the guy that was being a little bit mouthy. Again, they're just nice people. They're football hooligans, aren't they? They just want to have a good time. That's it.
At the end of the day, it doesn't matter, does it? Me and him are going to be in there. They can't fight for us. He can't fight for me. No one of these fans can fight for him. We're going to have a fight, and that's it.
Exactly that.
Nicely said, both of you. They're certainly going to have a fight. Frank, they are going to have a fight. Featherweight division is on fire right now, and these guys coming up.
It is. You left Naz off that. It's always been a real great division for British boxing, no doubt about it, world boxing. But this fight's got the fight written all over it. I mean, it's two guys who believe in themselves. You know, I take hat to Naz. He's coming into your backyard, and I respect him for that. But you know, this is going to be something special. There's no doubt about it. Zak believes in himself, Maz believes in himself, and we will get, I believe, something special on the night between the two of them.
Okay, let's move. Best of luck to both of you, gentlemen. Let's move to the super lightweight division, where in Manchester, I mean, they do pretty well with super lightweights. Ricky Hatton dominated the world scene for so many years. We've got two guys here, Jack Rafferty and Reece McMillan, coming off the best wins of their career and now colliding with so many baubles on the line, the British, Commonwealth and WBC International Silver Super Lightweight Championships. Let's start with Reece McMillan. And Reece, I was going on YouTube trying to find old interviews of you. You don't do too many, but one I did see was years and years ago. And you were asked, what are your goals in boxing? You said, I want to become a British champion. You get your chance on Saturday.
Yeah, thank you, Dad. I just want to thank Frank Bowen and Queensbury for this opportunity. Like I say, yeah, it's always been my dream to fight for the British title. And like I said, there's 2 other belts on the line, so it's even bigger night for me now. And what a platform to be on.
It was a bit of an upset last time out. You beat Kane Gardner. I don't think you were expected to win that fight, but you came away with the win. How confident are you that you will get the win on Saturday night?
Like I say, we've prepared the best we can. Obviously, Jack's a very good fighter, but Saturday night I'm coming to show what I'm about. Like I say, hopefully cause upset again.
Let's bring in Jack Rafferty, defending British Commonwealth. Look at all these belts.
Very nice.
My goodness, you're doing so well, and you're flying high, coming off that career best win against Henry Turner. What's it like being a champion now? You've got the target on your back. This man's coming to take all of those belts.
Yeah, it feels good. There's no more, no pressure. I'm signed to the best promoter in the world. Prepared well. Yeah, Reece is the way my future. What I want next, what I'm pushed onto. So Saturday night, I'm ready for it.
Listen, I'm always told sparring's sparring, but you have sparred. Did you learn anything from those spars that's going to help you on Saturday?
Reece, I know what Reece is. Reece knows what I'm about. I know what he's about. He's a dog. Tough. Caused an upset last time. Both been off career best performances. Listen, it's going to make a cracking fight. He's got no pressure on his back and loves to win. I think that's a dangerous fighter. I think he's in a great seat, but I'm in the driving seat now. We're absolutely as well.
Just how much noise are you expecting on Saturday, Jack?
You've got some earplugs.
Because you and Zak Miller between you, I know you've got Manchester behind you, haven't you?
Yeah, no, it's quality. There's two of the finest boxing gym lads fighting for the British and Commonwealth. What else do you want? Like I said, so I'm sat next to Nathan Heaney and Frank Warren. What else do you want on a Thursday? Yeah, it's mint. Sold plenty of tickets. It's going to be a Rafferty army. It's going to be a Miller army. And there's going to be 2 British and Commonwealth champions from the finest boxing gym on Saturday night.
Yes, sir.
Frank, let's bring you in here. I mean, the 140-pound division, Manchester, it's a familiar story, right?
It is. I mean, we've had some great experiences in the past in that weight division, but these guys have both done it the hard way, and I respect them for that. Now they've fought through the small halls, got to where they are now, and they're on the big stage. So the winner of this fight, they've got it all to gain, because the winner will have us behind them, pushing them for bigger and better things. So I'm sure we're going to get a magnificent fight again from the both of them. It's a great match, and the fans will win again. I know you Manchester guys all wanted to win, but he ain't coming here to lay down either. So it's going to be an excellent fight, no doubt about it.
Best of luck, Jack. Best of luck, Reece. Brilliant fight on Saturday night. 3 belts on the line in the 10-stone division. Okay, let's move to the return of the hitman, a man who knows Manchester very, very well. Nathan Heaney, November 2023, realised a bit of a dream and became the British champion right here in Manchester. He's coming back now, and he takes on Sofian Karti here, who I'm going to come to first. In a brilliant fight for the WBA Continental Middleweight Championship on Saturday. And Sofian, let me bring you in. What are your thoughts on this fight? What are your plans for Saturday?
Alors, je prends déjà bonjour à tout le monde, bonsoir à tout le monde. Je prends tous les combats, chacun comme il vient. Je n'ai aucun plan stratégique. Je suis là pour boxer, faire 10 rounds de guerre, 10 rounds de bagarre. Et c'est ça ma stratégie.
He takes every fight as they are. He doesn't really have any plans for this fight strategically. He's promising that he's going to bring 10 rounds of war, 10 rounds of battle in any way necessary.
What would a win mean to you, Sofiane?
Une victoire, ça veut dire quoi? Une victoire, ça veut dire quoi pour moi? Une victoire pour moi ce soir? Bon, ce serait incroyable, amazing. Ce serait magnifique. Et c'est ce que je vais aller chercher samedi soir.
He's going to go search for it Saturday night. It'll be an amazing feeling, incredible.
Okay, let's hear from the hitman. Nathan Heaney, you've just heard from your opponent there who's promising 10 rounds of war. I mean, you're no stranger to that, and I see the tash is back just like it was when you won the British title here in Manchester. What's on your mind?
Yeah, well first I'm glad he's speaking French, because when I saw him earlier, I shook his hand and I made a bit of small talk and I said, "Did your flight arrive yesterday?" And in perfect English he said, "I'm sorry, I don't understand you, bro." And I was thinking, he must be taking a piss with me. But he's being legit, very good English, mate. But now I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a great fight. He's a very, very good fighter. The French champion had a very good win against Gary Spike O'Sullivan in 2024. He's just stopped his last opponent in December, so he's on the back of a good run. So I'm expecting a very good fight.
And for you, the WBA Continental belt is on the line. It's a belt that you are familiar with. You've had it in the past. I guess you want to get back in the win column and get back on your road to world titles.
Yeah, it's just getting back into that top 15 in the world. I was previously 4th in the world with the WBO, and obviously hardly went to the WBA as well. So yeah, that's the most important thing. Get back into those world rankings and then make some massive nights.
How many tickets have you done? Did you keep all the support? Because it feels like the Stokies would never desert you.
Yeah, no, yeah, they're phenomenal. Like this is, like I'm on the back of a loss, but by the 27th of December, I sold 1,600 out. Like the 27th of December, that just shows you what the city of Stoke are doing, and like in terms of the support for me as well. It's phenomenal, and it's just going to be. It will. I know Chisora's the headliner, but it's going to be the Stoke show because it always is every time they take over the place.
Prediction?
Just do what Steve wants me to do. Steve Woodvine, the best coach in the country, and if I listen to him, I can beat a lot of people. So I just need to listen to him, do what we've worked on, and then hopefully be the winner.
Frank, let's bring you in here. The return of the hitman.
Yeah, return of Nathan. He's one of the nicest guys in boxing, and that's proven by the fact of the amount of tickets he sells and the people who stuck with him, he said, coming off of a loss. He's in some great fights. I mean, he lost the fight, but it was a bloody good fight. We was all watching. That's why people stay with him. And fighting Sofiane, who's the French champion, he's got a good run. It's a competitive fight, and it's a chance for Nathan to re-establish himself, get himself back in the top 10. With a couple of wins, we were that far away from getting a world title fight for him in Stoke. But he can come again and he can make it happen. It's in his hands, in both his hands, to get out there and show what he's all about. We believe him. And I expect the atmosphere is going to be brilliant on Saturday with all the fans. And again, this is a real good quality fight because this bloke on my left is coming to fight.
Thank you, Frank. Best of luck to you, Nathan. Looking forward to your return.
Yeah. No, I just want to say thank you to everyone that is going there to support me, to the Stokies that made the way up today for the media, obviously the AMB insurance staff.
Best of luck to you, Sofiane, as well. Okay, well that concludes the undercard portion of today's press conference. We're going to get some face-offs down the front and we'll be back very, very shortly for the final UK press conference in the long career of Derek Chisora. Do not go anywhere.
And welcome to part 2 of our final press conference for The Last Dance, a great night of championship boxing to be held this Saturday, February 8th from Co-op Live in Manchester, England. It is all being brought to you by Frank Warren on behalf of Queensberry Promotions, along with their great sponsors, Riyadh Season, 32 Red, That Prize Guy, and Unibet. Well, ladies and gentlemen, our main event this Saturday, it is scheduled for 12 rounds, and it is a eliminator for the IBF Heavyweight World Championship. Let's now welcome the participants. First, coming to us from New York, USA, he is a native of Sundsvall, Sweden, and brings a professional record consisting of 27 wins, 2 defeats, 15 of those 27 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the former EBU European and WBA Continental Heavyweight Champion, Otto All-In Volin. And now let's welcome from Finchley, London, England, his professional record, 35 wins, 13 defeats, 23 of those 35 wins coming by way of knockout. He is a former two-time world title challenger. Let's welcome Derek Chisora. And joined by Otto Volin is his trainer and former two-weight world champion, Joey Gamache. We also welcome, joined by Derek Chisora, International Boxing Hall of Fame promoter, Mr. Frank Warren of Queensberry Promotions. And now here is your host, Mr. Dev Sani.
Thank you, Thomas Triber. Let's get a round of applause for Thomas Triber. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to what is quite simply the final UK press conference in the career of a national treasure. In February 2007, Derek Chisora made his professional debut, and in the 18 years that followed, his story has been one of the most enthralling, entertaining, and quite unpredictable tales in British boxing history. Everyone in this room here today has a favourite Derek Chisora moment. Everyone watching this stream has a favourite Derek Chisora moment. Over the years, we've seen him throw some huge right hands. Actually, in this hotel, we've seen him throw a huge table. Whether he's punching, slapping, biting, or even in some cases, kissing his opponent, one thing's for sure, when fight fans tune in to watch this man, they're guaranteed two things: entertainment and war. And on Saturday night, he wages war for the final time on these shores against a tough, world-class southpaw here in Otto Valley, coming from Sweden via New York and looking to write his own story. Ladies and gentlemen, on Saturday night from the Co-op Live in the UK and Ireland on TNT Sports and around the world on DAZN, we proudly bring you The Last Dance, Derek Chisora's final fight in the UK. Okay, let's speak to Hall of Fame boxing promoter Frank Warren, and those 18 years, I'm sure they've flown by, right? But what a moment in time right now, sat here with Derek just like you were all those years ago.
Yeah, 18 years ago. It's 18 years ago this month. He made his debut with me, and we've had an off and on relationship over that period of time. Had some good times together, some good fights he's been involved in. Most of the fights that Derek's had have been good fights. That's what you get from him. He's fighting all the way through. You know, when he's on the card, you're going to get value for money. There's no doubt about that. And this, for me, is quite poignant that we're here now. 49th fight, the last fight in the UK. That it's with Queensberry, with myself, and I'm really looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to Saturday night. I'm looking forward to seeing Derek in action. He's in with a real tough competitor in Otto. He's only got 2 losses. And the 2 losses were to 2 former world champions in Tyson and AJ. He won his last fight, was it with KO in the first round, I think. And Joey's a 2-time world champion and a really good trainer. So again, as I said about these fights earlier on, this is a good fight. This is a really great fight card. There's no doubt about it. And with Derek, it's going to be something special. As I mentioned in the press conferences before with the Undercard, we've sold more tickets for this than some real big iconic fights that have taken place between heavyweights in the UK. That's the appeal of Derek. That's what he's done over the years. He's built this following up, and the fans come out to see him, and they're coming out to see The Last Dance. And This is a big moment in time for him to come through this fight. He needs to win it. He'll want to win it, no doubt about that. And it takes him on then, hopefully, to his 50th fight. And I'll make sure that's his last one. Is that a deal?
Yeah.
Good. So that's where we want to get to. He wants to get to the 50. I was the one who said a few years ago he should have retired, and I've been proven wrong. He proved me wrong, and I suppose in some ways I'm delighted that we're here now, and he's still doing it, still doing the business. And there's another couple of things about this fight now. It's an eliminator, final eliminator for the IBF title. So we've got that tagged to it. So this is great. This is just brilliant. And he beat me. He beat me for stealing a coin last week. He told me, so you better do the business. Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Well, the stakes are high. Let's hear from the Otto Valley side of the table. Let's bring in former world champion and trainer now, Joey Gamache, and tell us a little bit about Otto Valley, your man here, how ready he is to, I guess, ruin this last dance on Saturday night and silence that huge crowd.
Yeah, Otto's worked hard. He's a real professional. He knows what he's doing out there. We know we're in with a good fight with Derek. It's a great matchup. But we're going to win it and do what we have to do. I've watched him a lot on tape and studied him. And I remember at first, saying, hey, look at Chisora, this is a great guy to fight. And then, but you watch more and more, and you see more of him, and he's a good fighter. So we're excited about that. He'll bring out the best in Otto, and he's worked very, very hard. And smart fighter. We're ready.
Well, Otto's described it as the perfect fight for him. Is that something that you agree with? That's to you, Joey. Yeah. Otto Valley has described this fight as the perfect fight for him. Is that something that you agree with?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good fight for Otto, style-wise. He's in front of you. He comes to fight, and he's a front-foot fighter. And Otto can fight both ways, and we're excited about that. Just seeing that kind of fighter. Derek is going to come. He's going to give everything he has. That's just who he is, and we're going to give everything we have as well, and come out with a victory.
Okay, well, let's hear from Otto Valley. Now, Otto, at the launch press conference, you talked about how you know that you're going to go in the Lion's Den, but you're ready for it. Well, in 48 hours' time, that lion here is a proud British lion in Derek Chisora. That den is the glorious new Co-op Live. How are you feeling so close to fight night?
Yeah, I just want to thank Frank and Queensberry for having me. It's a great opportunity, so I'm really appreciative of it, and it feels good. I mean, I've been on the road before. I'm expecting a tough crowd, but I think it's going to be a good time. I'm ready for this fight, and I have some Swedish people coming also, some Vikings. So I think it would be a good atmosphere, and I'm looking forward to it.
With the various face-offs and interactions that you've had with Derek Chisora in the build-up to this fight, one thing has been quite consistent that he has said to you. He says you've got no dog in you. I've seen this guy, and he doesn't have any dog in him. What do you make of that kind of constant suggestion that Otto Valley doesn't have the dog in him?
I think it's been working as great motivation for me. Anytime training got tough this time, I just felt like I remember what he said, and I just felt like I'm going to go in there and show him. And it's just been great motivation to just push through those hard moments in training. I think it's going to show on the fight.
Okay, let's bring in Derek Chisora. Derek, I'm just keen to know what's going on in your head. You look the part. This is the last one in the UK.
Yeah, old man in black. Yeah. Shout out to Nigel for Reform Party. Let's get United Kingdom back. So thank you very much for coming. And thank you very much for supporting me in the last 49 fights I've had in the United Kingdom. I really appreciate you guys having you write shit about me and good stuff, but I still love you though. And those who write shit stuff about me, I know where you guys live anyway. It's all right. This is a big fight for me and for for the Viking. He's not a Viking anymore. He lives in New York. He's a New Yorker now. Don't know where he's coming out with the Viking. The Co-op Arena, I've never boxed there, so I'm excited about that. It's a good venue. I love Manchester, and I'm buzzing for this fight. You know, it's gonna be one exciting fight. I'll tell you that now. Do not sit down, because we're gonna drown this guy. We're gonna go hard. I know for a fact he hasn't trained the way I expect him to train for me, so I'm excited. You know, we're gonna push it. We're not gonna even start. As I said before, I just wanna fight. Is that your phone, mate? Hey, mate. David. Hey, mate. Is that your phone?
That's my phone, yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to work here. I'm trying to work here. Do I come to your workplace and make noise while you work here? No, I'm just asking you. I'm trying to work here. I'm trying to sell a fight, and you're busy taking phone calls. Are you serious? Huh? Stand up, please, stand up. The disrespect you have, boo. Are you serious?
I was actually looking at Derek's record. I'm just looking at your record.
Yeah, like, everybody knows my record. Is she a no? Anyway, it's alright, man. We love you, bro.
Love you too.
Yeah, we love you. Yeah, I know. This guy wrote so much shit about me myself. Bastard. Anyway, yeah, so I'm excited. Listen, as I said before, before I came to Manchester, my wife said to me, let's go and enjoy yourself. You know, don't worry about anything. Let's enjoy yourself. You know, it's the week you just enjoy everything about it. And I've been trying to enjoy it because at the same time it's very emotional because I love this game so much. You know, I love the ups and downs of it, the losing, the enjoyment, everything about it. I love it. You know, so it's quite. You know, it's difficult to leave boxing if you're not told to leave it. So I was told to leave it at 50 fights, so I have to leave it at 50 fights. But if it was up to me, I'd have gone 100. My leg is shaking, Frank, be careful. I didn't even realize it's the same hotel the table went up after you said it.
Same hotel, 9 years ago.
Wow, 9 years ago. Oh my goodness. Wow. Spencer, how old were you 9 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know?
A little bit older than you, Derek.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You see the man next to you 9 years ago, he didn't even know anything about boxing. You still don't? You know, I really appreciate you guys, for coming down. You know, it's an emotional time for me. You know, I love it so much, So for me and then for Frank, me and Frank had our ups and downs, but, thank you very much, Frank, for having me back on. It's going to be a pleasure. It's going to be a pleasure in Manchester, the whole build-up to from today, from tomorrow, and on Saturday. So all I'm saying is worth money spent on this fight if you bought tickets. And if you're trying to get tickets for free, you're a bum. You don't know that. Yeah, so if you're trying to get tickets for free, you're a bum anyway. But anyway, it is what it is. But all I'm going to say to you guys, come Saturday night, my friend there ain't going to know what hit him. Thank you.
Good, we're going to get a good fight.
Let me just ask you this, Derek. Let's get a round of applause, by the way. You've done so many of these press conferences over the years. You've looked across the table. You've seen the likes of Klitschko, Hay, White, all these guys, Usyk. When you look across the table and you see Otto Val in there, what are you looking at, in your opinion? What do you see here?
No, Otto Val can play poker. He's a good poker face, but really truly. I've sat here 49 times, and they all say the same thing. Do you understand? So I know for a fact when I get in there, I love pain, I love war, so I'm excited for it. I would like to see some. The only fighter who's actually stood there toe to toe with me was Dylan. But I don't think he's gonna stand toe to toe. He's gonna run. So that's why we chose a smaller ring. You can't run anywhere now.
Also, let me ask you this:
It's a phone box for real, Frank.
he says there's nowhere to run. What are your reactions to this, and just generally the whole feel of this being fanfare for Derek Chisora, his big occasion? You almost sat there not saying anything. I mean, what are you making of all this?
That's okay. I mean, I like Derek. He's a good talker, so he's probably a lot better at talking than what I am. So he can keep talking here. I do my talking in the ring.
Delicious.
Do you feel like all the pressure's on Derek Saturday?
I don't know how he feels, but I think that he has a lot of pressure. This is supposed to be his last fight in the UK and big arena. And yeah, I mean, I try to not put too much pressure on myself. I just do my work in the gym and then I go out there and perform.
What kind of work you did in the gym?
A lot of boxing training, a lot of cardio, a lot of weight training. So a lot of different stuff.
It was Otto Wallen's birthday. When was your birthday again?
November 21st.
I asked him to get a cake. But I'm going to ask you again, after the fight, are we going to smoke weed together? Yes or
No, I won't smoke.
Huh?
I'm not a smoker.
You don't smoke?
No.
That means more for me.
I don't know if he's...
That means more for me. That means more for me. Yeah. But
is weed legal here?
Who cares, man? We smoke. Who cares? Legal or not illegal, bro? Who cares? Got some good stuff anyway. But would you have a burger with Five Guys?
I like burgers. I'll take a burger.
Yeah?
Sure.
Oh, you got it. Good. Because the last opponent didn't take a burger though. Did George Joyce take a burger?
Me?
No, George Joyce, you don't need meat.
No.
Derek, when do you switch? When does this go to violence? Yesterday we spoke at the workout and you said, I'll put my violent mode on soon. When does that happen?
Nah, not yet. I don't want to scare him away yet. Man, we're such we're in 549. We don't want to go violence yet. I don't want to pay no fines. I know Robert Smith is watching this right now. Just waiting for me to say some shit. But I'm not saying nothing. Don't want to get into trouble. He's probably driving a Rolls Royce right now, Robert Smith, with all the money I paid him. Oh man, listen. All I'm saying is I'm buzzing. I'm excited. We shall see.
You've made it pretty clear you're going to fight him. This isn't a boxing match. This is a fight on Saturday. So
he's gonna run. Otto, you don't wanna run.
We'll see you on Saturday.
We see you on Saturday. What do you think, fellas and ladies?
He's going to run.
Put your hands up if you think he's gonna run. Put your hands up. Front seat, are you not gonna put your hands up? Radio Ryan, you're a boxing man. How do you see this guy?
War. I think it's going to be a war. Wallen's coming, you're coming. I think we're both going to get a great fight.
Do you think Wallen is coming?
I do.
He
Talked to him
lives-
yesterday. He said he's here for it.
Are you sure?
I'm not sure, but he's sure.
Mate, this is like, Wallen is selling us, like, how can I put it in a way the British people can understand? He's selling it like the Keir Starmer telling us he's gonna do everything, and now when he gets power, and there's time when he gets power, he reverses everything, bro. Yeah, so I don't know, man. What do you guys think on this side?
Can we get a mic roaming, please? Well, let's get some questions
What do you think?
for us as well. So let's. Who's got a question? Who wants to offer their opinion on Saturday?
Gareth, go on, son.
Gareth A. Davis.
Gareth A. Davis, Telegraph, Talksport. Can I ask you?
Oh wow, Gareth, say that again. Gareth Davis, Talksport, Telegraph. Go on, say that again, please.
Let me ask a question of Frank, first of all. When you promoted Derek in his 18th fight, when he fought Vitaly Klitschko for 12 rounds and then had a scrap with David Hay in the press conference afterwards, and we had an amazing event afterwards at Upton Park 4 or 5 months later. Did you think Derek at that point, violent and volatile, big and belligerent as he is, he'd become such a cult figure in British boxing?
No, I didn't. I mean, I knew he always comes to fight. I mean, he's always done that. Every fight he's had, he gives everything he's got. I didn't think he'd be around this long, that's for sure. And he's put in some, really good performances in his last couple of fights, no doubt about that. He has become a favourite of the British boxing scene. Crowds, they like it. They come out for him in a big way for his fights. I mentioned earlier, he sold more tickets than the fights I mentioned before, and they were iconic British heavyweight fights. We sold more tickets, and that tells you a lot about this show, this fight. They're all good quality fights, and the main event is an intriguing situation. I can't emphasise enough how important it is. This now got this tag as the eliminator for the IBF title.